We are live on Facebook, and my new opening, instead of we're live on Facebook, is now going to be it's on like Donkey Kong. So this is one of the most special broadcasts I've ever had the opportunity of doing, and the largest brokerage that I've personally brought to eXp and had a part of, having a part of that with John Kitchens, my good buddy, my good friend. And we are excited to announce finally Tracy Cousineau and Jason Williford, the real estate experts, advisors in Atlanta, have joined eXp, and you guys are legendary in the game, and you're two of my best friends. I love you guys, and I'm very happy to be in business with you guys and at eXp. And I'm excited to talk about this journey because you guys have a pretty unique story of, I think of struggle and success, extreme success. I mean, you guys have been 3 times on the Inc. fastest growing companies at number 354, which says a lot about your success. And being on that list 3 times is practically unheard of. And you guys have been with us for quite some time. We've been with you guys and helped you with your business from kind of the early on stages. And I really want to kind of share some of that story. I'm really excited to be here with you guys. How are y'all doing today?
We love
Wonderful.
you too. We're doing
Love
good.
you too.
Awesome. Cool. So one of the things that I want to do, if anybody who's anybody who's watching here today, if you want to reach out to Jason and Tracy, I think you're going to want to, especially after you listen to them. Having an independent brokerage, moving over, obviously you're going to hear a little bit about Tracy's passion and helping women and being more successful in real estate and things of that nature. You're going to want to reach out and have a conversation. You can reach out through Messenger and make comments along the way. We're going to have some special giveaways for some people that if you make some comments, if you share this post, or if you make comments. So in fact, we'll talk about that a little bit later. We're going to give away some Bootcamp tickets to anybody who shares this. And that'll be for any one of our boot camps this year that you want to attend. So 2 free tickets. Those are currently selling for like $500 a piece. So giving away $1,000 today for anybody who shows us some love. So please do that. Please share and pay close attention to this story, guys. John, you've coached Jason and Tracy for quite some time. You definitely deserve the floor here as far as being an intricate part of their business and their lives. What would you say? What would you like to add to this great announcement today?
Yeah, it's an honor here to be on with us in this journey, and I'm just super excited that I've had the opportunity to ride along with them for so many years. And remember, jumping on board with us been almost 6+ years, and then really starting to dive deeper and really establish not only an amazing relationship, but just to be there and support with their business and their growth and all the ups and downs that happen as us, in the real estate space and as entrepreneurs try to build a business. And as you guys will see and learn, if you're not familiar with Tracy and Jason's story, definitely the what they've built is amazing. And very, very few agents, very few companies get to the size of where they are. So I'm super excited for them and just grateful to be, a part of the journey and on board for things in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
So guys, tell us the story. I mean, before we get into, kind of where you're at in your journey of real estate and why on earth you would join eXp, talk through the journey, because man, I think so many people are going to resonate with the things that you had to go through to be at this level of success. I just would really love to hear y'all's story.
Well, you're first lucky that I didn't break out the Candy Kong outfit that I was going to try and find for this. So luckily I was sick and I couldn't make it to the store.
I literally was buying Donkey Kong stuff off of the eBay like right before I got on here. So
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. I like
it.
I guess starting back, when did we start? Tracy started out in real estate in 1999, and she had a successful team. She was very new construction oriented. She had 18 new construction neighborhoods, about 20 agents working with her at the time, was rocking and rolling. I think she met you at an event sometime during the 2000s. And then the downturn hit and homes weren't selling. She had a builder that committed suicide. Her mother passed away of ovarian cancer. So that's something that's very important to us as Cancer Society, and it's affected her life, and it's affected my family as well. But she had a newborn baby, single mother at the time, had 3 kids to support. So not only was real estate going down the tubes, but also there's a lot of personal things also that was going on. I met Tracy in 2009, September 2009. We joined partnership together in November of 2011. And at the time, for a couple of years there, Tracy was doing, what she had to do, and I was doing what I had to do. And, she was selling
whatever I could.
Whatever she could. Bling shirts, weight loss drops, anything could to turn a profit, but also help people.
For sales.
In November 2011 is when I went to her and I was like, had a come to Jesus, and I was like, what are you doing? You used to be really successful, and what's going on right now? And then she looked at me and like, well, what in the heck are you doing? And Jim Rohn says that you're the average of the top 5 people that you spend the most time with. And, not the people we were hanging out with, they're not bad people by any stretch, but, we weren't in the same top 5 that we're, currently hang out with. But that's when we changed a lot of things, was November 2011. We have been with Keller Williams. So that's when I got, I've been in 100% commission sales since 1999 in several different industries. Then I got my license in 2011. Started with Keller Williams. Keller Williams is a great company. We were both there for about a year. Tracy was a RE/MAX girl for a long, long time. She's a Hall of Famer with RE/MAX. RE/MAX, great company as well. Right. Then in 2013 is when Tracy was like, hey, maybe we should get into this, get back to having a coach. I had a coach, back in the day, and I've always had wonderful mentors. I've been blessed with mentors throughout my career. And so that's when we found you guys, was in August of 2013.
I only did one Google search and it was your name.
I'm glad that it worked.
You guys probably don't know this, but when we signed up for your coaching, we had about $3,000 in our bank account total. And the coaching was $1,300 a month. So that's also where we took a leap of faith that, hey, we want to solve problems in our business, and, we need to, get some great mentors. And our first boot camp that we went to was in that next month in September. And where we're kind of amazed right now, the way that we looked at you guys on stage, not that we look at you any differently, we're like, holy shit. Like, these guys, and I thought we were big crap, hey, we sold 46 homes last year. And there's this dude on stage saying that he sold 531 homes, whatever it is. And Michael Reese is up there, and John Kitchens is there, and Brian Moses is there. And we're like,
they're full of crap. They didn't sell that.
Right. Here's the deal. That boot camp was a game changer for our business, because it was all the tools in the toolbox that I'd had in other industries that were very systematic, very rigid sales systems, very process driven, the right scripting, the right presentation, the right client experience, the differentiation that we were looking for. So it was like a treasure trove that we had just found treasure that day. So talking about a game changer for our life, that's when you guys came into my life personally. was in September 2013. And we launched our own brokerage in, excuse me if the story's going too long, but 2014 is when we decided to differentiate and become real estate expert advisors, that we grew into the 354th fastest growing privately held company in America. And there's our story.
There's something missing between that last little part. Let me tilt my hand this way. So 46 deals, and then fastest growing company on the Eat 5,000 list. Like, something happened in there, and I do think it's worthy of unpacking, because you guys there's things that I want people to get out of this conversation. You guys were down to the last $3,000, and you said, I'm going all in on getting around people that are at a level that I believe can help me. They're the place that I want to be. I did the same thing. My first coach was first time I went through coaching, I put it on 2 credit cards because it wouldn't go on one. So I know exactly what it's like to put it all on the line. And in every situation that I've done that, where I'm doing it to get around people that I feel like could take me to the next level, it's never failed me. It's like, that's been the one thing that's always worked for me. But go ahead, Tracy, because I know you have something you wanted to add there. Go ahead.
Sorry if I rambled.
Well, it's I'm gonna step back and say, at that time, before the 3,000, jointly in 2011, the end of 2011, when it was boots on the ground, we weren't conquering dividing yet. We would go to 7 appointments together, just trying to figure out, you got to make money. You got to be able to put it in the right spaces. And so I had $156 in my checking account, so to remember the pain of those days and finding that bank statement less than a year ago, saying, wow, how did I can't imagine that's where we were. Right. I had no motivation at the time. I was severely depressed. I was in the wrong places, and so luckily, it just took that one thing. It was that come to Jesus meeting of him. I was working on a short sale saying, what are you doing? And it was, it was just like, whoa, at that moment. Yeah. What am I doing? This is the craziest thing. And so we haven't looked back since. And that, and it takes a lot. It didn't just happen overnight. And how you go from 46 to over 500 transactions in a short amount of time was really because we dove in it. We didn't let we stayed in our lane, and we focused on what our why really is. And that will, as long as you stay focused, you don't let the outside things bother you. People told us, oh, you'll never make it, or I did it, I tried it, I was closed in 6 months. And, we didn't let any of that negativity in our atmosphere, Right. And so, and as we've continue to grow, we don't allow that cancerous activity anywhere around. And when it happens, we remove it immediately. We don't want to be around the drama. We don't want to be around the excess baggage, because it doesn't help you make it to the next level. Again, we always want to be around people that we can grow, from and with, and that's always helping us stretch our brains. And, whatever you found, if you're not motivated, what is it going to take to get you motivated? Because you outgrow things. So if you wake up every day doing the same thing, you're not stretching yourself. You're not stretching your mind. You're not stretching your ability to make it to that next level. And so, we did, there are other coaches that, or events that we would go to, their books, I wasn't a reader, and with my severe ADHD, I sure as cannot sit down and read a book, but you learn through Audible, and you find ways to grow yourself. And so, it's implementation, and we're all marketers. And it took realizing that we didn't just sell homes, we are getting to the goal of other people, but it really was understanding the why. And, and that's why we're here today, because your why should change. Our why changed from, at the time we wanted to have this brokerage, we wanted to do it different because we knew there was a different way in this real estate business. And we were going to challenge ourselves to go find it. And we continue to grow. We are, successful. It's not like we have to close the brokerage because something happened. No, We found a better opportunity to add to what we already have. And that's why we're here. The technology, the opportunity for everybody with us. And a couple of the agents on the team said, you know what, this just shows how much more you do care about us, because you found other avenues to help us later with other opportunities. And so we know that you care about us more than just the transactions or, us working with you. We solely care about them and their families, and it means a lot to us. And to be able to add this extra opportunity by, merging in with eXp Realty was really a huge thing. And it took us a year, and we'll get into that later. But it's our why. We want to coach and help people across the country, where right now we're just stuck in the state of Georgia. And had so many people throughout the years that have called and said, hey, can you help me with this? Or can you coach me with this? And, it's hard when you're in your own brokerage and you don't have the opportunity to be able to help other people. Well, this will open it up that we're able to work with people across the country. And we can have workshops, and we can have mastermind, and we can help them grow like we did across the country in their marketplaces now. Because before we were nope, this is mine. We're not sharing. But now it's like, you can have this opportunity.
And on a local level.
Right. We yes. So our heart, we want to help people be successful. And this just opens up another envelope to be able to do that.
I think it's fair to say that probably didn't need eXp to sell any more real estate.
No,
but
absolutely not.
This platform allows you to go from not just selling real estate, but to aligning, to your why, being able to add value to others and give back to the people in the industry that want to grow and that have been through some of the things that you've been through, and that are willing to, pack their bags and come sit in a room and learn from you. And those are some of the more fulfilling things, and that you saw this was something better for your agents. Not just focused on what's best for you guys, but this was a better platform for you to be selling real estate and adding value to people's lives. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, we got stuck on the transactional treadmill.
Yeah.
Hey, let's try to sell 1,000 homes. Then let's try to sell 2,000 homes. And it's what ends up happening when you're stuck on the treadmill is fulfillment. It doesn't. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And what changes when you sell 2,000 homes personally versus selling 600? So this allows us not just for Tracy and I, but it's for our agents, and it's stuff that I tried to model. I even had conversations with John Kitchens, all the Jay Abraham stuff, how to modeling and bringing creating our own revenue share, and I did, and we did, but we just don't have the horsepower to create an exit plan. What we don't want for our agents and we don't want for ourselves is we don't want to die behind the real estate death and be 75 years old and still selling homes, not because we want to, but because we have to, so there's a big difference.
So you guys looked at this, you've looked at it for quite some time, as most people do. So, what was it that, what took so long? What took so long? You guys looked at this for a long time. What was it that finally tipped you over? And what was it that you were hesitant about? Talk real about some of this stuff, because I think there's a lot of people probably watching this like, yeah, I've heard about it, but nah, not maybe for me. And you guys probably went through that too. So what was that like?
I was probably the bigger holdback, but I'll let her go ahead, and then
first we had to let you make sure that all the bugs and kinks.
Right.
We had to test you first, right? So
don't follow us into the foxhole right out of
the we knew to watch you first. And I would say after the first couple of months, yeah, I'm like back over here eating my Cheetos. But it was just, we knew that you finally found that better way. And that was, continuing to watch it. And when you're a person of me who my mind doesn't stop working. And I'm like, I'm watching the opportunity that you have over here. And I'm like, I can't watch any more of his videos. Like, and the more we
then you scroll over them.
Yeah, you scroll over. I'm not gonna keep watching his stuff. It's starting to really tick me off because I can't do it. And so, but really, honestly, it's let your pride and your ego leave it at the door. You know what?
That's what it was more than anything.
It doesn't. We don't need any more awards. We don't need any more notifications that we are this top 1%, because it's not about that. Sorry, I gotta plug this in. We don't want to die on this. But it's really, my heart and Jason's heart is all about helping people be successful. And being a broker, a team leader, personally selling 195 homes this past year myself, is very difficult to still have that passion and have the time to do so many other things. And I think that for really, it was, I had to let go of that broker hat. I had to let go of the risk factors of an independent brokerage and let somebody else worry about all that, so I can do what I do best, and that is meeting people and helping them get to their goal, whether it's a buyer or a seller or another agent or another team leader across the country. That is what my top things are. So it wasn't, I'm not a behind the desk kind of person. I like to interact. I like to market. And that was really a bottleneck, a huge bottleneck, because I don't want to not have time to call somebody back to talk to them about something that they needed help with, but then I didn't get a chance to, a week later, I'm like, oh, really? I wanted to do that for marketing, or I wanted to do that for marketing. And I missed out on a lot of that stuff. And I'm a marketer. I love it. And now I'm so excited because now I can open that opportunity in those hours away from having to worry about wearing that broker hat and owner hat to actually really having fun.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's the least fun part of being an independent brokerage is that, and Kyle Whistle mentioned this the other day, and I thought he was dead on. It's like, I won't use the exact language that he used, but it was pretty much exactly how I felt. You only have so much headspace, right? Of things that you can have in your mind at any given time. And when you have these things that come up and you're the broker and you got to deal with them, they're sucking your will to live, right? Like that. It's just not the things that are, like you said, it's not fun, and you're not contributing. There's no contribution in it. And, so if you can, as an independent, yeah, okay, sure. Great. You own your own company. But I think the opportunity is much bigger over here. It becomes kind of an easy decision to make that move. You know what I'd like to do too, just while people are watching, we've got quite a few people on. If you have questions, you guys can't see the questions, but I can. So what I'll do is if anybody has questions or wants to make a comment, we've had a lot of people. Kevin Shoemaker said, so excited to have you guys. Alicia Lawton, love them. Such innovative leaders.
Love you.
Got a lot of people cheering you on. James Deloney, Don Zimmerman, Andrew Gaydosh, Glenn Russell, Curtis Johnson. Even Amber is watching our live. This may be the first one this year. Right. Hey, a lot of people watching. Luke Dolman, Steve McCarthy, Carlos German, Alan Whitty, Jason Van Zandt. A lot of people. A lot of people supporting, a lot of love coming in. So if you guys have questions and you want to ask anything along the way, post away.
Tell them what we're
and what's up, Adam Bailey?
What's up?
Hey, Adam.
Cuz tell them what we're going to do if they share the video and give us some love.
So one of the things that we want to do, so they mentioned the boot camp earlier and the tools that you kind of walk away with. And so anybody, if you're watching this on Facebook Live or even after the live, we'll wait a couple days. We'll do the drawing. We're going to give away 2 tickets to our boot camp, any one of the upcoming boot camps this year for 2019 that you can make. It'll change your life. I think it's it's the most fun I get to have for a few days. Really kind of sharing our vision and how we help agents grow their business and provide you the tools to do so. So anybody who shares or comments on the post will include you in that drawing. So please share the love. And all right, so cool. Go ahead.
One of those boot camps, I think we're going to try and come in a day before. And so any of the boss babes out there, that want to have a workshop the day before boot camp.
Great idea.
Let's get that.
I love that idea. So that's something that you've been working on. So talk a little bit about boss babes, because there's I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's probably, and I'm probably going to get cussed out by forgetting somebody who's a woman that has done more than 500 transactions like you have, but there's not a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of real estate agents, period, that has sold more than 500 transactions in a year. So, I mean, you have a tremendous marketing mind. You're phenomenal with social media. You guys are both, complete animals. But, I think, you had kind of a vision for the boss babes. What was that about? And what's kind of your vision there?
Well, as everything that I had gone through in my life, and, a lot of times we look at things that we're a victim. And once I understood mindset, and I understood, going through a lot of this Tony Robbins stuff and a lot of reading and coaching, it's all up here. And it was taking and looking at, I'm not the victim of all of this. There's opportunity somewhere. And it was really dialing back as a child and looking at everything that I had gone through in my life and different things throughout adulthood as well, and saying, you know what? I thought I was the victim, but look at the opportunity that came of it. And sometimes we don't understand the opportunity until later. And so I completely understand the opportunity. And I know, and I've been around so many females that are single, are going through a rough time, or, don't have money for this or don't have money for this. We contribute at Christmas time to Christmas Wish every year. And, for me, I'm like, I always leave that every year at Christmas time. And I'm like, gosh, if I could just do this once a week, it would just be even more meaningfully, because once it's over, I continuously.
Did we lose them?
Did they froze up on us?
It froze. Sometimes you can still hear them talking. Sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
I don't ever know. I don't talk first because I don't know if it's my internet this sucks or something else happened. So
yeah,
it looks like we lost them. If we lost them and you can hear us still, tell us that we lost them, please, in the comments, just so I can know. They'll probably jump back.
While they tune back in here with us, I think a couple key takeaways for everybody watching this is that, really speaking to those agents out there that go independent, and all of the additional hats and burdens that, get packed onto your plate that takes away from your highest and best use and activities. And that's what Tracy and Jason were talking about. They're marketers at heart. So absolutely passionate about what they do. And, for them.
Thank you, Alicia. We lost them.
So they are, if you want to kind of chime to that, I'll shoot them. They're going to jump right back on.
Yeah, they'll jump back on. They'll jump back on. So if they're frozen, they may have either internet or they'll pop back up here in a second. So we'll go a second. So I think that, the highest and best use of your time, as a broker, as you add more agents, that tends to be, it's a hire or it's something that, ultimately it trickles up to you because it's your the liability's on you unless you have a broker in that spot. But you still, as the owner, have, the responsibility of dealing with it. So, it's something that, I hear Tracy, she's making a comment now. We lost you. Jump back on and we'll continue on the conversation, because I do have I have a really important question. I want to know what tipped him over, right? Like, what was it?
Sure.
And I think John, a little bit more than I do even, but I think that's probably going to be valuable for anybody who's watching to know too.
Yeah, stay in. You guys definitely want to hear that from them. What really set them over, and a couple of the things, right? Like they shared, they go from 46 to the amount. I know you put in what they did last year. Tracy alone did over 150 transactions by herself last year, which is a whole nother Facebook Live conversation in itself.
Right.
But the thing that you look for, right? Success leaves clues. And for those guys, hey, welcome back. So
we just want to take a quick break. So,
hey, appreciate that. So let me finish this real quick. The that success leaves clues. You go from 46 to over 500. 455 last year, whatever. Tracy 150 is that if you heard in their story, right, it was the 3,000 in the bank account, the leap of faith to join coaching that drained their bank account by half, and then also coming to making the investment to come from Atlanta to Dallas to spend 3 days with us at their first boot camp. Right.
That was the other 1,300 that was in the account.
Right.
Yeah. It was the leap of faith. Sometimes you have to just jump, right? And you just have to trust that you're making the best decision possible. And then, being massive seekers and being massive implementers is what really propels you to that point. So
right. No doubt.
It really is amazing. So
yeah, I do want to add this one thing. Like, so, again, so I'm not on every single coaching call, and, with you guys and, but I'm following the journey. I mean, it's been incredible to watch your growth over the last 4 or 5 years. And, I mean, it's exponential. I mean, it's exactly what, everything is that's possible. I mean, you guys executed and John said it, execution, like there's, we've been in your office, we've seen, the training that you're doing and you using the systems and the tools, like, you guys are really good modelers. Right. And that was something that I found to be, as entrepreneurs, it's easy to go, let me go do willy-nilly this a little this way, that way. And, I think I know a little bit from this training, I'm going to add this, but like, especially once you've had a little bit of success, but like you guys literally like took it and executed exactly what we gave you. And it was like, yeah, we just did what you said to do and it worked. And I remember you guys saying that over and over again as you were growing. And that was just, and it, we take it for granted because we're all modelers and we do a good job of doing that. But it really isn't that hard if you can just be a good modeler and go execute.
Yeah, but
we have the steps.
Yeah, you have to go
train other the steps
from A to Z. You can't do A, B, and C and D because it's not going to work. And then you're gonna blame the coach. Then you're gonna blame something else. Then you're gonna blame. You're gonna come up with all these excuses. But you got to go back and look in the mirror, because when people say, well, I got that too. We've been to so many different conferences, and that's helped us grow. And we're in a really
guilty of it right now.
Yeah.
$40,000 a year in a separate marketing mastermind, and and that's not including the travel, which is probably about another $4,000 to $5,000 per trip, approximately.
We have to look at ourselves.
And we've been guilty of that right now. That we've been so darn spread thin that we're hoping this is going to help us out so we can work on our highest dollar producing activity, which is marketing. But what have we implemented? I even told Tracy that about a week ago. We haven't fully implemented. What have we implemented?
Yeah, because we've had to run a company, and so and as busy as we are, we don't have like 50 transactions or 100 transactions, so it's a lot of production coming through the door. And so, and then new agents coming in and, training and all that kind of stuff. And the best thing that happened in 2018 was the mobile office. So the best thing that's happening in 2019 is the eXp.
There you go.
So, it's just, we're going to keep moving along. Now we've got a mobile office to go across the country and help out everybody else watching this. So there's a lot of opportunity here, and that's what we're very, very excited about.
So that's
no doubt.
Super excited.
So you guys have been, part of the mastermind, and been, you've been, watching this kind of, from the sidelines, knowing like, okay, if they don't die, we might want to do this. And it had been working, but there was, there was something that finally clicked at some point, and I don't know what it was because I haven't asked you guys this question. So I'm curious, what was it that finally was the final straw or the final thing? You're like, it's time, like now. What was it? Or maybe it was a combination of things. What was it that really you felt like? Was there a moment or a couple things that happened that made you make the move?
I think there were a few things that happened. Being in that mastermind in Key West, around,
Brent Gove and Gene Frederick.
Yeah. And really having some time with them. And then, some of the other folks, in the room that we had not met before that, and And then other top producers that were like, oh, when I go back, I'm joining. And so it's like, what aren't we seeing? Like what it's that, but our gate was closed. And that's what we learned.
Right.
Our gate was closed. We weren't open to it. Or if I was open to it, he wasn't. If he was open to it, I wasn't. So we were ping-ponging back and forth a lot. We knew we loved y'all and we knew that we wanted to be a part of that, but there was something that kept. And at the end of the day, so we were at the airport on our way back to Atlanta after that mastermind in Key West. And we had some time with Brett and Gene. And so just getting on the plane, it was like, well, I'll tell you how God works. I don't think
that was a tipping point either.
It was, God put us on the plane in the same row with them also. I don't know if you did it or what, but
it could have been. I'm not responsible.
So it really, so it was just, we got back from Key West and, we talked about it. We watched more stuff. And, we had to realize that there were so much opportunity available in technology. And, we don't have time to be a technology company. We don't have time to go work with developers.
Or the bankroll.
And the bankroll to do all that.
Or go public and to create, a revenue sharing plan and a cloud-based brokerage that you can scale across the country and actually across the world. Like, we just kind of missed a few of those things in our business model, right?
Yeah. And so it was just like that. And it was, we don't need to, it was really pride. And it was like, this is our baby. Like we made this. It
was our baby.
It was our baby. Like how do we just say
it's still our baby?
Bye. But so we're not really saying bye. We're just adding more to it because we're
put
still
a supercharger on the sucker.
So we'll still be powered or brokered by eXp. So really, we're only changing one thing. And when you look at that, I think it was Daniel Beard that I was having the conversation with, and he was talking about how maybe his financial advisor or maybe an attorney that he worked with or something like that. I think it was a financial advisor or a stockbroker that she went from one place to the next, but it was still her business. And it was just the way that he said it. And I was like, it's the same thing. Somebody else can deal with all the behind compliance and legality and all of that kind of stuff. I want to do what's fun. And I lost that fun. And I want that fun. And I'm already feeling the fun, so I'm really looking forward to the fun again.
Yeah, I think it comes down to two things just to keep it simple. And it'd be, why did we make the change and what was the tipping point? Number one was opportunity. Then the upside being the opportunity. Then also letting go of the downside, which is the liability of being an independent brokerage. Right.
Yeah, that makes total sense. It's why it is the large reason that a number of independents come over. And I think, again, the number one thing a lot of them have, there's two things. Number one is the math, figuring out the math, especially if you have a very complex, splits with your agents and things that you're offering, and it's all different. It becomes very challenging to kind of figure out, okay, well, how's this going to work? That's probably the first thing for independence. And then I think after that, if you can get through that part of the process, then it's ego, right? It's like, and you're not giving anything up, right? Like you said, you're adding to it. Is ultimately that's just kind of really a way you think about it, right? Like you can think about it either way. It's a choice. But I believe you're definitely adding to your business model is what you're doing. It's like Intel. You can have Dell or a Microsoft, but it's powered by Intel, right? You can, you could be independent, or you could be powered, by or brokered by eXp and take all the advantages of their business model. So yeah, it's fascinating. I'm just glad that you guys are on board and that we get to do this together. And I know there's gonna be a lot of people that are going to ask questions to you guys, and obviously, you guys have the ability to sponsor agents that join eXp and help add value to their lives. So if you want to, if you're thinking about joining or you want to know more, reach out to Tracy, reach out to Jason. They're great human beings, and they are really good at what they do, and they can definitely help you with your real estate business and make this a great experience should you join. So, I don't know, John or Jason, Tracy, any last words you guys have or that you want to share before we jump off today?
Just do it. Just do it. Just reach out to us.
In the famous words of Art,
Williams.
just do it and do it and do it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll be glad to help out with any questions. Why did we make moves, and but also, keeping folks confidential, those conversations confidential, because I know we would want the same respect, just like we had that respect with you guys. We'll give them as well too. So
I had to bite my tongue for a long time. One time you guys were coming. I've been excited.
We're excited. Virtual
Johnny,
high five. I need a virtual
high five. High five. No, I'm super excited. I know, just being on the inside trenches and the conversations and the battles that have been fought over the last 6-12 months, and that there is a solution, right, to relieve that, and the solution to where you can move to fulfillment. That's what I'm so excited about, to where you guys can utilize the best of yourselves to impact and add to others, and that constraint has been there, and I feel this move for you guys, that constraint is being removed, and I'm just excited for how much you guys are going to be able to grow, and how much value and impact you're going to be able to have on others across the country. So that's what I'm excited for.
Awesome. We are too. We are too.
Yeah, making real estate fun again.
Yes.
Fun again.
Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.